Larys Strong, Master of Whispers, the Clubfoot, Lord Confessor, loves bees and tongueless people, and GreenSeer? Everybody, welcome to Sporkerz News Podcast. My name is Scott. Please subscribe, like, share. This is actually a theory about Larys Strong from the show House of the Dragons. It was brought up by, first who I saw it was Joe Magician, who is a fantastic YouTuber, and the Disputed Lands, also a great YouTuber. They collab a lot. Check them out. But we're going to go over it. So Larys Strong, we have met him. We have seen him. He's always in the right place at the right time to whisper into someone's ear and start deception and the downfall of a line of people, his own included. Who is Larys Strong? Larys Strong is a member of the Strong House, son of Lionel Strong, who is now, was after this last episode, Hand of the King for Viserys I. His brother Harwin Strong, Breakbones they called him, strongest man in Westeros, they say, also gone. But Larys Strong is the younger brother. He was born deformed at birth, which is important towards this theory that he's a GreenSeer, and I'll get to that. What is a GreenSeer? GreenSeers are magical. Well, they were first children of the forest, and if you know anything of Game of Thrones or the Song of Ice and Fire, they were the first hominoids, I guess. In Westeros, they were the first beings, them and the giants, that were there until the first man came and a war started after the first men started cutting down their sacred tree, the Weirwoods. GreenSeers are part of the Children of the Forest. They're usually very, very rare. Not as rare in Children of the Forest, but once there was the pact between the first men and the Children of the Forest, where they became allies, or at least didn't kill each other. There were Children of the Forest that may have slept with first men, most likely did, and passed down this gene. When the Starks of Winterfell fought in the Age of Heroes, the Warg King. Wargs are people that can turn into different, usually only into direwolves. Skin changers can turn into other animals. When they defeated the Warg King, who could do that, they put him and his sons to the sword and took the daughters to bed to wife. And that is how the ability to skin change Warg and I believe GreenSeer became part of the first men through the Stark line. Starks married into all different first men houses, and even though they're from the Riverlands, the House Strong is a first man house. They declare that all the time, that they are of the first man, deep in the blood of the first men. They I believe, go back to a hero of the first men, and I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. But you have all these great, powerful Strongs, and George has been adding them in ever since. So in the books, we start getting them, I believe, talked about the Strongs in A Feast for Crows, that they're an extinct family of Harrenhal. And then we meet some that are, say they're Strongs, part of the Gold Company. You have Denny's and Duncan Strong. Duncan Strong, kind of play on words there, and we know who Duncan is. Most likely a Strong, different video. But also Robert Strong, who is the resurrected mountain. So the Strongs were starting to put in, but then George really goes more into the Strongs in Fire and Blood. And we find out about Lucamore Strong, who was a Kingsguard and also had 3 wives and 16 bastards. Same number Robert had in the main series. Go figure. And those children were then sent to different houses, like the Baratheons got some of the kids and wives. I'm thinking Harrenhal might have, and somebody else, I'm blanking on that. But after that, even though the Baratheons were always a strong family, they even got bigger and stronger. So bastards, and maybe making, some kids that were not considered bastards, but actually were, strengthening their line. So the Strongs did have a definitely a well-known house and a first men's house. So GreenSeers are in that bloodline of the first men. If you look back to A Song of Ice and Fire, they will tell you wargs are 1 in every 10,000 first men, and 1 in every 10,000 wargs can be a GreenSeer. So it's very rare, but we know that Bran is, Bloodraven, and maybe even Euron. We know Vermin Sixskins is a skin changer. Some believe he might even be a GreenSeer. He does go into the trees, but the thing you got to realize, and I think people confuse, is GreenSeers aren't good. They're not bad. They're what that person is. So for people that are saying that Larys Strong can't be a GreenSeer, they're incorrect, because Larys Strong can definitely be a GreenSeer and still be a bad human being. Where are we getting ideas that he could be? Well, any conversation in front of a Weirwood tree, a GreenSeer can use that Weirwood tree to see through the eyes, as you see on the screen, of that Weirwood. Many say the bleeding shows that, or the sap, the bleeding of the eyes, shows that a GreenSeer has used that tree. It is a network too. The roots go deep into Westeros, and many people think there's a network that connects all of them through the roots. So think about the Godswood and that Weirwood that's out of place, but still now it makes more sense in the show House of the Dragon. Well, that Weirwood has seen Rhaenyra lie to Alicent about having sex, just plain sex, not even though she didn't lie about having sex with her uncle. She did lie about having sex. Alicent stopping Kristen Cole from killing himself in front of a Weirwood, even though he doesn't believe in the old gods, but it happened in front of them. A lot of conversations happened, friendships, and a GreenSeer would have saw that all. Also, a GreenSeer is a skin changer. So they don't just they're not just wargs, they're skin changers. What have we seen a lot in this show? What do they keep making us key our eyes on? Now, people in the books know why they keep showing rats, because I hope they show it, but it's going to be kind of nasty later on. But I also believe they're showing the rats because the Clubfoot is a GreenSeer. He is actually skin changing into the rats because he's finding information that no one else could know. Even if you knew the secret passages like Daemon does, you are not going to get some of the information. But a rat will, because we have been keyed up that the rats are definitely in Viserys' bedroom. Rats are all over. They keep showing them in every episode, scurrying around, watching, listening. So it is foreshadowing for something else. But could it be Lars listening in? And I believe it is. Now, the Clubfoot was deformed at birth. And what I find very interesting is a lot of the times something happens to awaken the skin changing or warging or green seeing ability in people. Darkness and despair and pain and deformities. So let's look at Arya Stark when she's in Braavos and she is blinded by the House of Black and White. They blind her in her training. So she's blind and it forces her from the dark to look through a cat's eyes. Bran falls out a window. He's crippled. And then that awakens the visions and the dreams, awakens the GreenSeer. And the dreams of the Weirwood, who I believe is Bloodraven, and the Three-Eyed Crow, who I don't believe is Bloodraven, but that's still me. I'm still fighting that one. They come to him in his dreams and awaken that third eye. Then you have someone like Bloodraven, albino. Yes, it's a deformity. It's a difference from other people. He is 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 as an albino, let's just say. I'm throwing out generic numbers, but it gives him something different, forces him to see things in a different way, treated differently from people, hard times. He is a GreenSeer. The Clubfoot is deformed from birth, forcing him to be different than his brothers, different than the other kids, forcing him inward. And I believe that awakened the GreenSeer inside of him. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. There's a lot of things they talk about. Definitely check out Joe Magician. I'll try to remember to link his video somewhere in here. The guy is brilliant. Let him know I sent you. Maybe he'll do a live show with us. And again, please subscribe. More Game of Thrones, more House of the Dragons, more A Song of Ice and Fire here every Monday night. We have a live stream talking about the show afterwards. And then we also will do theories after the season and talk about season 2. I hope you all have a great day and take care of yourself. And remember, the trees are watching.